Hi YouTubers and gamers, and I'm back, and it's been another, probably about 5 or 6 weeks I suppose since the last video. I have to give an apology in advance. I've still not done the games room. The furniture I need is going to cost about £500 to £600 to get the storage solutions I need from IKEA, and to be honest, with Christmas coming up and everything else, I'm going to leave it till after Christmas now. I'm going to leave it till probably January or February when money's a bit better really. So I'm sorry to disappoint, but I will get there eventually. It's just that with Christmas coming up, priorities lie elsewhere really. We're getting presents for other people, especially my daughter who wants a new phone and stuff. So, and she's got like expensive school trips too. So that's the way it is really. So apologies for that, but I have got some nice pickups to show you. For anyone who left a nice message for me on my last video following the news about the loss of my father, thank you very much for that. It's very much appreciated. Unfortunately, we also lost my mum's lost her brother last week, so that was quite upsetting for all of us as well really. So another loss for the family, unfortunately, but what can you do really? We're there for each other and everything, but it's quite upsetting, as you can imagine. But anyway, moving on from that, back to pickups. Okay, nice selection of games as always, but before I do that, I mustn't forget the name of the game. Alright, we all know the rules by now. I've taken the name of the game and changed it to words that are very similar or opposite. So here we have weakling letter 6. So if you think of a word opposite to weakling, and then think of a word opposite to letters. Think of it, you know, something that's opposite to letters almost. Similar to letters, but not quite letters, but opposite. And then number 6. What would be opposite to 6, I wonder? Well, anyway, if you get that last one, you'll probably get the whole game, really. But I'm not going to give any other clues than that, otherwise it'll be just simply too easy. Okay. Stick that up there, if it will stay up there. Okay. Something that just arrived this afternoon is, by Retrobit, the Sega Saturn Bluetooth controller. What's good about this baby, I say baby because it's so nice. I'll just take it out of the box. It's got a bit of plastic protection over there. It comes with a nice hard clear acrylic hard case. And obviously you get the Bluetooth controller. Nice old flashing lights and so forth, as you expect, type thing. Obviously it's, you know, it is identical to the Japanese controllers, and they did do a very good wired controller in that same style, which I've also got. But also you get a Bluetooth dongle for a Saturn and the one for any USB device, and it's compatible with a lot, not only your PC and Macs, but the Switch and PS3 and a Sega Mega Drive Mini even. So if you want a decent controller to play your Mega Drive Mini games with, you can't go wrong with this baby, especially if you like your fighters with the old 6 buttons and stuff. This is a beautiful controller, and they also brought out a clear blue one as well. I think this is more attractive, but I might be tempted to get a blue one too, just so I've got both of them, because these are really, really nice guys. Pick them up while you still can, because I don't think they'll be around forever. I'm not going to say they're going to sell out in the next 6 months, but I think for retro collectors in the future, like the Huawei GameCube pad, I think this would be one people could say, oh, have you got that pad? It's such a good controller for a Saturn. So, yeah, do definitely pick this one up, guys. For 35 quid, it's not bad. If you think how much you pay for a modern generation controllers, that's cheap in my book. Okay. Got one strategy guide, Dark Souls Remastered. The original Dark Souls strategy guide shot massively in price. It's quite expensive, it was. And to get the remastered hard copy, this cost me about 15 quid from Amazon Warehouse. It's a massive good deal really, because these Dark Souls strategies and Demon Souls strategies, the hardcovers, they always go up in money really. So it's good to have that. So I've got all the Dark Souls guides now, or for you know, the trilogy of games. Might as well do your GameCube bits what I've got here. One GameCube game, Call of Duty, the big red one. Nothing special, but it's one on my want list. Another one, a Disney one, Magical Mirror starring Mickey Mouse. I wanted to get all the Disney games on the GameCube. That was released exclusively for GameCube. And his other game, his last game on the GameCube, is it's a bit of a GameCube big hitter, guys. In America, this game is, you know, released in bigger numbers and it's not expensive at all. In Europe and PAL territories, it's extremely expensive. The Japanese one's not so bad, but still, you want the English one really. And I managed to get this for about, I think it was about £75 off eBay, which is quite a good price because they can easily go for a lot more than that. And it is Kirby Air Ride, a PAL copy, all English. You can often get the European, German or Italian copies for this sort of money, but to get an English one for 80 quid, trust me guys, if you're in Europe, that's a good buy. I mean, like I said, you guys in the States, you can easily get that for a lot less, but it's a PAL copy that most of us collectors want, really. Okay, a couple of PS3 titles, nothing special, just a couple more of my hit list. I think it's about another 30 games I want to get for PS3. One is The Sims 3 Pets. These weren't a lot of money. I think that was about £6 or £7, and this was probably about the same. PES 2018. I like to get other Pro Evolution Soccer games on systems when they're cheap. One Xbox One game, Ultimate Edition of Gears of War 4 in a steel box. A few Xbox 360 games. I think there's literally only about 4 or 5 Xbox 360 games I'm after now, which are just, again, they're either exclusive or ones which I really like for a system, so nothing special. But anyway, these ones, cheap as chips. Sesame Street, yeah, Kinect 123 Sesame Street. It's literally only about £3, so for a Kinect game like this, it's got Elmo in there, guys, so it's quite cheap. Wolfenstein, the New Order. I got this because this game I think comes with about 4 or more discs. It's one of those games that have multiple discs, really, so it's quite unusual, really, it being such a big game for a 360. So I thought I'll get that, why it's, you know, easily available. Also got the earlier Wolfenstein game, which is nowhere near as good. It's done by different developers, but still nice to have for a 360. And I've been getting a lot of 360 games whereby there's, you know, double packs and stuff. So the Just Cause collection, again, it wasn't a lot of money, about £6 off eBay, but not one that you see often. Okay, let's turn to, okay, 3DS, one 3DS game, Sonic Boom's Shattered Crystal. Again, it was about, I think it was about £6, it wasn't a lot of money from CX. A Japanese Dreamcast game I wanted, it's a nice little mech game. Again, it wasn't a lot of money. I think it was about a £10 mark delivered. Frame Glide, or Glide, sorry, Frame Glide. I say it's a bit of a mech battle, well, I say mech battler type game. And this game, Cash Converters had a few. This is C64, that's a Spectrum, no, Commodore 64 games, and one of them was Aliens, all complete. Not one that you see that often. So I thought, why not? I'm a bit of an Aliens nut, so literally I think it's about £3, so a bit of a no-brainer really. You know, why not get games like that? A couple more retro games. Complete with the manual, Ghost House on the Master System. Got this for about £10 delivered off eBay, which is not a bad price. It's not an expensive game, but still, to get complete is nice. And from AliExpress, got a nice reproduction PAL European copy of Ninja Warriors, the new generation for SNES. I'll put a little Ripper sticker on the back, but it comes with a really decent box, really decent quality, reproduction cart. So yeah, it's a nice one for a collection. It even came with a protective case, which is unusual for these cheaper games. This was about £12 delivered from AliExpress. To get a boxed licensed copy of this will cost a bomb. I said it came out in Europe. I'm not 100% sure if it did, if it's just American or not. But anyway, it's a very expensive game, and obviously they brought out a revised version of it for PS4, which I showed last pickup video. So to get the original is cool, especially for that sort of money. A few PS2 games, nothing amazing. Star Wars or Clone Wars, again, I think that's about a £6 mark. That was on my want list. This game, well, the first one came out on the PlayStation 1, and this is a PS2 version, Pool Shot 2. If you like pool or snooker type games, or video games, this one is very, very good. It's got extremely good reviews. It's not much, it's only about, I think I've got this for about 50p from Cash Converters. Look out for it if you like your pool games. It's cheap and it's a very good title. Okay, this game again is kind. I thought it was just well, it looked pretty crap and cheesy. And I thought sometimes with crap and cheesy games can end up being quite good unless they're made by Phoenix. But there's this one. I thought, oh, I'll give it a shot. It was only about £2 in CEX. And actually, the reviews on it are quite good, and it's an iToy game actually, which you don't often see too often. It's Yeti Sports. There's quite a few Yeti Sports games actually released on the PlayStation 1. I think it's about 2 or 3 or something. I'm not going to be bothered about collecting those. But to get a PS2 one, just for, like I said, a couple of quid, for another iToy game, I thought, why not? Okay, just turn to PSP. I'm slowly getting my want list down. I think I've got about another 20 odd games I want for PSP really, and I'm finished. So Toka Free Race Driver Challenge. Again, I think it's probably about £4 or £5 mark. I think that's some CX I ended up getting that from. I think this is about the same money again. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Not that common, or not rare, but still not that common. Okay, I can't remember how much I paid for these, but I did get them quite cheap. The first Disgaea game, PlayStation 2, PAL copy, and new and sealed, I think this was about 20 quid delivered, Disgaea 2 on a PSP as well. So yeah, it's nice to complete those Disgaea games on the PSP. Okay, these next two games are imports. This one is actually a PAL copy, which I think, yeah, it's Chinese, released from China. Probably Hong Kong, probably, because all the packaging is in English. You can usually see Japanese copies of Strikers 1945 plus, but to get a sort of Chinese copy that has all the everything in English, it's very, very rare. I've only seen it once, and that's why I bought it. Again, I think this is about £40 delivered from a seller in France, actually. So it's Strikers 1945 plus. I love the Strikers 1945 games. If you like your top-down bullet hell games, they are excellent. So yeah, I'd like to have that for the PSP. And I don't think that particular game was released on too many consoles, so it's good to have that. This other one is a Japanese game. Again, it's a shooter, bullet hell type side view type shooter, whereby you play like these sort of anime Japanese type girls with cat-like ears that go along floating in the air shooting things, and it's Strike Witches. I do believe this was released on the Japanese 360 and PS3 or something like that. I can't remember, but I do have it anyway on other consoles. But this is the PSP game. Again, it wasn't a huge amount of money. I think this was about under £20 from Japan delivered, so happy to have that one. Okay, last but not least, let's turn to the PS4 games. I've got a nice pile here. Firstly, I've got about half a dozen games that came from Limited Run, which I've had ordered or pre-ordered over the last, well, at least 6 months, and so they finally were manufactured and sent. Excuse me. So one's Red Faction, which is like a PS4 port of a PS2 game. And Limited Run are doing that to quite a few PS2 games, bringing them on the PS4. I'm not exactly sure why. I would rather them focus on games that didn't have physical ports at all, as opposed to turning to a PS2 library, really. Because the graphics are slightly better, but it's nothing, you know, they're not like PS4, you know, upgraded new versions of the game. It's just ports, really. So yeah, Red Faction. There's another game, very similar title, but it's a different game. It's a PlayStation VR game. Red Matter. So I think it's like a spooky type of space, set in space VR game. Again, this is like a port of the Xbox or PS2 version. Metal Slug 3. Again, Limited Run. And Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Again, if you have a PS2 copy of this, or GameCube even, really don't see too much need to play it on the PS4 really if you've got those older consoles, but they are good games. But again, I'm just curious why they're getting released, really. It's a bit bizarre. This one I have on the Switch, and I've also ordered them from PlayAsia on the PS Vita. It is Mercenary Kings Reloaded edition for PS4, so yep. Run and gun type. Inspired by Metal Slug a little bit, I would say. Another VR game, Accounting. This is very cartoonishy, kiddified graphics and sprites. I have not a clue what this game's about, really, other than being very child and basic. And what's called Accounting Plus, God knows why. I'm going to have to try that out of curiosity when I do have a VR out. It's a strange one, to put it that way. Okay, that's what we're Limited Run games. Turning to the standalone PS4 games, I have here Left Alive. This, as you may notice, you might recognise the art style. It's done by the same artist, or artists, so you did the Metal Gear Solid games, really. It's a Square Enix game. There's lots of negative reviews on this, but I think they're a bit slightly unjustified. I think some people have been highly critical, and yeah, so I think it's not. I think there's a bit of a over response by certain people. I think it's probably an okay game, but still, there's maybe one that might be worth picking up, guys. That might be collectible, given the fact that it has got that Metal Gear Solid connections, really, and given the criticism, it probably didn't sell very well. So keep that eye up for that, guys, if you collect for PS4. Look, I got this all in very good condition. It was used. I think it was about 30 quid from Game. It is the Dark Souls Trilogy set. Okay, so it's nice to have that, because it's one that keeps its money. Okay. Move that one out of the way. Okay, a Japanese game. Dead School. This is quite a... If you like One Shambara and all those sort of samurai scantily clad girls fighting zombies type games, this is sort of similar vein, but more of a side platformer type version. I think you can get this on the PlayStation Network digitally, but to get a physical copy I think you have to go Japanese. I think it's strictly limited, so some people may have bought out an English language box version in small numbers. But to get a Japanese copy, it is fine. It plays completely in English, guys, so don't worry about paying expensive prices for those copies. Just get a Japanese one off eBay or whatever. So I think this was about £27. Weren't too bad. Okay, this game, I think this is GameStop exclusive in the States. I do have this on the Xbox, the original one on the Xbox, but they've brought it out digitally to the States. Why it did not come over to Power Territories, I'm not too sure why. But it's Metal Wolf Chaos XD. Yeah, so that came from the States. I think I paid about $35 for that, including the import charges. So not exactly cheap. I think you can get it for about $20 or something in the States, but over here with import charges and duty, obviously it will cost more. Okay, one of the many Warhammer 40,000 games, Death Watch. This was about £8. Conan Exiles. I had to go at this, developing your character. It's a bit of a grinding type game. It does take a long time getting into it. If you've got a patience and a time, it does look good, and it can probably be a very good game once you learn the mechanics and how to get on with it. I haven't really got a patience. I have to get into the action and adventure and gear up and see all the big characters and the big monsters quite quickly into a game. I don't want to spend about hundreds of hours, but you know, to achieve that end. So yeah, I mean, I do like Conan as a IP, but I don't think I'll put too much time in that one. There's too many other games, isn't there, really? Okay, Team Sonic Racing. What's to say? The racing games with Sonic are fantastic, so why not? Call of Cthulhu, again a nice horror game based on the IP of H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah, it looks like a good horror game. This one is another Japanese import, I believe. I think I got this from PlayAsia. Travis Strikes Again. This has come out on the West on the Switch, but to get a PS4 version, I think you do have to go to Japan to get it. It's still, again, it plays completely in English. So back to the back of the boxes in Japanese. Don't put that off, you guys. If you want the PS4 version of that game, go ahead, order a Japanese copy. It'll work fine. This game I got from Smith's yesterday. It was about £20. Contra Rogue Core. Obviously, it's a Konami Contra game. I don't think it's going to work down well with the fans, and I think the fans would much rather have on physical format the Contra collection as released digitally. I certainly would. But it's a Contra game, and I thought I might as well get it while it's reasonably priced. Okay, a few more. For £15. From the makers of Until Dawn, we've got the Dark Pictures anthology, Man of Medan. I'm not too sure of the packaging. It kind of put you off, really. You might think it's a bit of an arty-farty type style box art. But actually, don't let that put you off, guys. This does look like a very good haul in the same vein as Until Dawn. So, again, not too expensive, £15 new. This was £15 as well. Wolfenstein Youngblood Deluxe Edition. I'm not sure if this is a prequel or what. I can't remember now. This is a co-op based type game, two-person type game. But all the same, another Wolfenstein. So again, for that price, it's a good deal. For about £20 from Argos, I got Ghostbusters, a video game remastered. I did show in a previous pickup video, I think a Switch version of that. And I'll probably get on the Xbox One too. Okay, this game has got very good reviews, and I got it in the game for, I think it was buy one get one half price or something sort of deal. Wasn't a lot of money. I wanted to get this copy because it has the cardboard art sleeve. Hellblade, Shenmue's Sacrifice. Yeah, people rave about that. It's quite a good game. And last but not least, for PS4, I do have some Switch games as well, which I almost forgot about, but I will show you this one. This arrived yesterday, or the day before yesterday, actually, to a lie. Shenmue 3, the collector's edition. I will get round to opening it when I'm ready to get round to playing the game. I still haven't played the first two yet. I own them first two as well on the PS4, and I've even pre-ordered it. I even ordered the first two again on Xbox One just to get what I could. And I do have original games on the Dreamcast and Xbox, but never got around to playing them. So thought I'll get this set while I could. It's about £65 in the end from Amazon, so quite a good price. They did a they did a good deal for me. Yeah, it's a nice set really. For £65 for a collection set like that, not bad. Okay, Switch games. I got the Steelbook 2 set edition of Pokemon Sword and Shield from the Nintendo store. I think that's about £70 to £90. I can't remember exactly. What's good about that, obviously you get the two games, and so my daughter's playing Sword and I'm playing Shield. So we both put about a couple of hours into that so far, so it's still early days, but no, it's nice for us to play a Pokemon game together. This was £25 from CEX with all the paperwork all unused, or DLC unused, and that's Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Tornia the Golden Country, which is like a prequel to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This game's a good price. I think this was about £20 a month from Argos. Star Wars Pinball. You get a hell of a lot of tables, pinball tables, Star Wars themed on there. So if you like your Star Wars, definitely get it. If you like your pinball, definitely get it. Especially for that price. Ghostbusters, a video game remastered. Yeah, there it is. I thought I showed it in the previous video, but obviously it's this one. Okay, this is new and sealed. I do have a digital version of this game, so I'll probably leave this sealed for now. Diablo Eternal Collection 3. Diablo 3. From the Nintendo store, Steelbook copy of Luigi's Mansion 3. Again, what to say about it? It hasn't been said. It looks really fantastic. I haven't got around to playing it. And from PlayAsia, I got the Japanese copy of Raiden 5 Director's Cut. Is it Raiden or Raiden? I think it's actually Raiden, to be perfectly honest, even though I like to say Raiden, but if I stand corrected, let me know in the notes, in the comments below. Yeah, I have this obviously on PS4 and Xbox One, but I wanted a physical copy on the Switch, and I think you can only get it from Japan, Switchable physical copies. Saying that, the back of packaging. No, this is not a Japanese copy. This is the American copy. Yeah, so you can get it from America and Japan, but not in the PAL territories for some reason in Europe. I don't know why not. So I've got the American copy of Raiden 5 there from PlayAsia. So yeah, quite happy to have that. And last but not least, I've got a little console to show you. I've been working for my current employer at Thurrock Council in the social services department. I'm actually in the fostering team now, and I've been working for Thurrock Council in total, coming up to, well, it's just turned. It's been 21 years exactly, and because it's been over 20 years, the council likes to recognise non-service, and so if you worked for them 20 years, you and a bunch of other people are treated to a special buffet lunch, a little presentation from a mayor and stuff like that, and they also give you some gift vouchers as recognition for your long service. And it being a council, I wasn't expecting much. I thought I might get, a £30 or £40 gift card of some sort, but no, I opened it up and there was like a £200 gift card to use online with various stores, including Argos. So I thought, what should I do with that £200? Should I get some more games or what? And my wife suggested, well, you better not just get games. You might as well get something big, something that, something to remind you of what you got it for, really. So I thought, okay, I wanted one of those new Nintendo Switch Lite consoles. we've got the SanDisk Switch, but I thought it'd be nice to have one of those light ones because they do look good for portable gaming, it being smaller and everything. So, and like in Pokemon, I thought I'd wait and get the Pokemon one. So I pre-ordered it using that gift card, so it hasn't cost me anything at all. This is totally free, and that is the Pokemon Sword and Shield type Pokemon Lite handheld console. It's actually over there across the other side of the room. This is just the box. you know what they look like. I would say if you do want to go for a light, this I highly recommend this particular model. It is lovely, and no, it's a really nice little handheld, really, and yeah, and I think I've got a hell of a lot of shooting games on it at a minute. So yeah, I highly recommend the Switch. It's certainly, the library's turned around massively in the past 2.5 years, really. It's a great console to have. Games can be a bit pricey, admittedly, but still, it's Nintendo, and it's getting proper third-party support, isn't it? So why not? So yeah, I've got that. So that was free. Thank you, Art Council work. Okay, so that's it. That's all my pickups for the past 6 weeks or so. Nice mix, as always. Thanks again, guys, for all your support to our channel and everything. Really, I really appreciate it, and all the kind words for what happened to my dad and stuff. And yeah, I really appreciate that. Really, the YouTube community for us guys, it's relatively small in terms of, you know, supporting each other's smaller channels. But you know, I think we are on the whole we're a good bunch of people, and it's nice to share our love of gaming really together with like-minded people. So anyway, have a go on the game. Weekling Letter 6, you can come up with any ideas what that might be, just put it down in the comments below. As always, take good care of yourself. If I don't do another video before Christmas, Merry Christmas. I'll try to get one out, but I can't guarantee it. But all the same, guys, you take care, and bye-bye.